What's up, y'all? Jeff, what's up, homie? Introduce
What's going
yourself,
on?
dog.
My name is Jeff Deguzman with Anchor Up Real Estate Group.
Hey, man, are you cold or something? Like, why are your arms crossed? That's that's a closed off position for.
That's just my comfort
Can
zone.
you open up a little bit? Jesus, let me see.
I've already opened up my heart to you, dog.
Oh my god, bro, what's up with this real estate market today?
I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of crazy. I mean, it was all good for the past couple of years. Then all of a sudden you see this shift and now it's like, oh shit shift. But you know, we're making it happen.
What? All right, like all you agents keep saying the shift. This is like a Quentin Tarantino movie or something. Like, what is that? What does that mean? What is the shift?
Well, basically for the past couple of years since I've had my license, I mean, you got that low hanging fruit where people want to buy a home and it's super easy. Like any agent that just got their license, fucking throw a rock, get a buyer, get somebody into a home easily.
Yeah.
But now with the interest rates going up, a lot of people are losing their purchase power. They're scared because, you know, they were seeing like rates in the low or high twos, low threes, and now it's all doubled. So it's pushing them out and they're losing that purchase power. So homes are sitting on the market longer.
How long?
Well, you see some that are probably like 20, 30 days now, you know, versus you list on Thursday, you go live, weekend of showings, you're in escrow on Monday.
Yeah, it's like interesting that I keep hearing about this shift mentality, right? I think it's the shift in like just the mindset of the people working in the industry.
Yeah.
And I was calling this like, dude, I remember clearly walking into Porsche, right? Because like the lending industry was same thing. It was low hanging fruit. Like I could not keep up with the amount of volume that was coming in. Like I had to grow my team and double it up just to manage what was coming in. Right? Like I made top 1% in the nation in like my third year in SoCal, fifth year in lending. And it wasn't necessarily me, but it was the interest rates were just so damn low. It was easy to get loans. It was easy to get buyers. Everybody was trying to make moves. And then everybody started hearing about inflation. And then it's like the shift, the market conditions. But it's not just market conditions, right? Like it's our effort. Like I don't think it's a shift as far as like getting business. It's a shift in our effort. Like we need to be able to fucking stay on the phones. Like now there's a strategy. Okay, before I could hit the phones for an hour and like chill out and I was just dropping escrows. Now I got to do 6 hours worth of phone calls in order to be able to get anything through the finish line.
Yeah.
I was dropping 5 escrows a week. Now I'm dropping 2 to 3. Like I feel that. I know my team feels it. Like a couple of them might have to start eating ramen noodles, but like that's the shift, you know, like it's not the shift in the market. It's the shift in what we do every day.
Yeah. Cause now it's going to take skills where you actually have to negotiate with the other agent on behalf of your client.
Well, bro, like, man, I can tell you like, there's so many listing agents that were just absolute dicks to us.
Oh, for sure.
Like, oh, now you want us, right? Like, now you're looking at my VA buyer. Now you're looking at my DPA.
Yeah.
Like, what's up? Like, you know.
I mean, the last deal I had, that agent only offered 1%, you know, but it's what my clients wanted. So, you know, I was there to provide that service. I got them in with a FHA, but I only got 1% out, you know, commission.
Yeah, and that's an interesting point, like how the commissions were like getting skewered. And, you know, I remember like one agent telling me, I was on the phone because I'll call every listing agent when my offers are going to go out. And so then I called the listing agent. I'm like, yo, I'm Tony. I'm representing X buyer. I work with X agent. And like, yo, this lady's so gangster, dog. She goes, tell your agent to give me half of his commission because everything else is the same. All of y'all are at the same price point. Tell your agent to give me half of his commission and I'll lock this up. So I hit up my agent. I was like, hey, homie, you know, there's 2.5 in the deal. If you do this deal for 125, you're gonna get the client in the escrow. And like, dude, to my surprise, he took it. But then homie went around and then charged the extra 1% to the buyer.
To the buyer.
So then the buyer's closing costs went up like 7 G's. Mm-hmm. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, bro, because like a margin on a real estate transaction at 2.5 is fucking wild. Like, shout out to you guys. 2.5, 3%. Like on the loan side, man, we'll be lucky to get 1.5.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty wild to see the dichotomy. We can do more transactions, you know, so that's why we get paid less. But again, like now it's getting a little more creative, right? I'm excited because that's what my bread and butter is like getting hard deals across the finish line. VAs, FHAs, down payment assistance. That's what I jam at. So like now it's gonna be even better. Plus you're gonna have all the part-timers out. Like and that was what I was telling the team this morning was like, yo, are y'all full-timers or y'all part-timers? Because y'all part-timers go to McDonald's, they pay $17 an hour. Like we full-time people here. Like I can't have everybody bitching about the market when all it is it's our fucking effort.
You just gotta put in work, you know. How much do you want it, you know?
Bro, like on Sunday at 7 o'clock, I was doing a pre-approval. Like on Saturday, half the day I was working. Like I hadn't worked weekends in a bit, but like that's what it takes. I did a fucking open house. I did an open house and I brought in a $2 million deal at the open house. Like, you know, and I wasn't doing that. I swore during COVID, I was like, I'm never doing an open house again. It fucking ate my words. But like that's what it takes now, right? And like some of us are gonna put in the effort, some of us are not. And whoever puts in the effort is gonna overcome and thrive in this market.
Exactly.
But like 2 years from now, on the other side of this, when rates drop, all right, so like there's a chart from Freddie Mac that shows the trending history of like where rates have gone over the last like 30 years. And so if you start in 2008, right, like, and you jump all the way to 2016, you can see that right in the middle in 2012, rates were at a peak. And then as you got closer to 2016, rates started to dip. And like on the money, March 2016, you start to see rates dip all the way through November. Why? Because there's a fucking election year. And then you see the same thing in 2020, and then you're going to see the same shit in 2024. And so in 2024, so right now you got to survive. So when I'm quoting out like a 6% rate, right, on the high end, shit, I just did a $2 million deal at like 7%. And it's like, yo, you got to tolerate this. This isn't forever.
Just for a year or two. So you can refi.
So you can refi and bring you back down. But here's here's like a good sales tip, right? When I'm talking to buyers and I'm like, hey, what are you looking for? Like, what is your goal over the next 5 years? Because the last thing I want to do is like get you into a product or something that isn't going to be beneficial to you. But I try to get the buyer to stop thinking like a consumer and start thinking like an investor.
Exactly.
And so then when I'm talking to them and I'm like, okay, well, you're a 6% rate, you know, and they're not at 6 yet, but let's go with a VA that's at 5% right now. Okay, well, what's the delta between 4% and 5%? Depending on the purchase price, it could be $200, it could be $500. All right, let's go on the high end, $500. Right? So that means you're going to pay an extra 6 G's in interest, right? Fuck, that sounds like a lot of money. But if you fucking wait and you miss out on 10% appreciation, on 600,000, 60 G's, you lost 54,000 because you fucking waited.
They say don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait.
Like I was looking at a person yesterday and they shot me out for a cash out refi. And it was the home was I looked at the taxes and the taxes were like 7 G's. And I was like, how long you had this house? And they're like, about 20 years. And I was like, what the fuck? Something's wrong with your taxes. Right? So I pull a property profile to see what's going on, to see like, hey, is there a title change? Something happened to get their taxes to go up? And then I see they bought the house in 05 for $590. $590 in 05. Like, yo, if you think about like how much more expensive that is than $590 today, it's insanity. Right? And then 05, people were paying $590 for a fucking house when rates weren't even in the fives. But people were doing it and they didn't make as much money. And like they withstood the 08 crash and they like got through it. And now their house is valued at about $800,000. But like, it's crazy to me to see something like that and just be like, oh, you survived. Like you survived the dip where your house went down to 300,000 and came back up to 800. Now you're in the surplus of 210. Could they made some wiser choices? Yeah, they could have waited, but who was going to know? Who was going to know that there was going to be a crash in 08 other than the dudes from The Big Short? Like, I called this the Breakthrough Podcast because it's not just real estate, right? Like, I want to know more about people because when I talk to buyers, and I think for like you guys as well, when you're on the phones, people forget that we're just humans, just like they are, right? Like a lot of times I try to overcome the banker persona. That's why I don't do the suits and ties, because I try to relate to them on a personal level and just be like, I'm one of you. I'm not the bank. I'm not Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's real good.